Right. Well, for the most part, I believe we're pretty much good to go here, guys. We're going to go ahead and kick off back with some Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, it's been a while since we played. A couple of days, actually. Had a really great journey with the first one. We're definitely going to continue on with the second one. Now, agenda for today, we have some Red Dead. Obviously, episode number 2, which is what we're doing now. And then we actually have some Bomberman that we're going to have to continue on later on as well, guys. So definitely tune in for that as well. We're kind of low on the charts. We've missed a lot of our events. Not much we can do. It is what it is, but we're still going to participate and at least contribute to the retro community, guys. So that's going to be very fun with that. As always, I thank everyone for coming in here. You guys are awesome. Your ongoing support is it's insane. But that's what we're here for, guys. We're going to keep going, keep playing video games, and keep having a great time. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and switch scenes here real quick and find our account. Ooh, boom. Okay, alright, so where exactly were we? Pretty far out, for sure. What's up, buddy? Where's my webcam not working? Oh, man. Hold on, guys. The game is still loading. I'm gonna have to cartoon me for now. I don't know why my webcam's not working. You shouldn't have to do it that way. Hold on. That is so weird. Wow. It's definitely not what it said it was. There it is. Alright, now we got it. Okay, why was it capturing something else? I don't know. So weird. Alright. Oh wait, first of all, we haven't introduced Sharklord 257, guys. We haven't said hi to Sharklord in a while, right? Sharklord, hey, what's going on? It's me.
Why are you facing around?
All right, Sharklord. How about you go and take yourself a nice little break, okay? Nice Gatorade over there. Okay. All right. Get ourselves organized and situated here, guys. Right back into the game where we left off. All right. Now we're back as I don't even remember our character's name. Hopefully the game on here.
Arthur.
That's weird. This is not good. Probably should have restarted my computer. Okay, we should be good. Why is it doing that? Hold on. Oh, even my capture software is being dumb. Why is my capture software doing this? Testing.
Hi there.
Isn't it good to be out of that goddamn snow? Why are you so chipper? We're gonna be good. We are gonna be great. Faith, my son. Faith.
Okay, I'm burning up here.
Why did it freeze? Is it because of the HDR? Is that what's going on? I mean, that's the newest thing that I've done. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to do this with HDR enabled. Wow. It'll work this way, but
Arthur?
we're gonna try that again. Sorry about the troubleshooting, guys. I really am. Yo, what? Mm. Oh, I see what the problem was.
How you been? I've been real worried.
What do you want?
Don't be like that. Just a few bucks, and I'm short.
Get lost.
Well, I'll go try someone with a heart.
There we
do
go.
that.
Wow, but that was so weird. What was that all about? That was super weird, guys. All right, let's get the cartoon out of here. Let's go ahead and continue on with our. Hopefully, the game runs good.
Hey,
I believe so. There might. You never know. Okay.
Will you go rest, please?
All right. I don't even have my volume up. All right, here we go. So this was the camp that I set up with my
Oh, hey.
I guess. I have people too.
Keep it coming.
We play dominoes? Cool.
Anyone wants to play dominoes?
Why not?
Hey, Arthur.
Oh, we're gonna play some
Where
dominoes.
did you learn to play?
Saloons, dives growing up. By 8, I was playing piano every night in a cat house.
Really?
It weren't no life for a child, but I learned a few things.
Okay, we got a couple options here. At 5-5. Put it down. Okay. 2 or 5. Next spot, it already tells you where to place it. All right, so we got view tiles and view table. Man, she good. Oh, we're gonna do this. Problem is, there's no 4 or blank. We're gonna have to do 1 or 2. All right, let's go ahead and place that down.
Okay, okay.
Wow, 6.
Pass.
All right, we got to get that down.
Pass.
Okay, blank or a 6.
You wouldn't think not so long ago we were freezing to death on top of a mountain.
Ha! Well,
Okay. 3, that's good.
hmm.
Oh, it looks like I won.
There. Domino. Yep.
If it means that much to you.
Oh, the 3 bonus points are awarded to the winner.
I remember you used to play dominoes with Mary.
Yeah, sometimes.
I always liked her.
Me too. But you know how life is. You know it ain't easy.
Oh, I do.
We get to the point where you don't need to play dominoes in real life, just playing in video games. Right, Shark? It's 6-6 out there.
Pass me for now.
Ass, what?
Okay.
Go. Alright, and I think it's running good, which is... I don't know why it was doing that. Ah, this one.
Yeah, not me.
Oh. Got a 4. I think of Shark and Cheese so we can...
Nothing for me.
Oh, I won.
Domino.
That was something.
Yep, there.
Sorry. Not much.
Oh, let's get going. We did some dominoes. Just called me.
Jose,
You want to go hunting?
what are you hunting? An elephant?
I wish. No, I saw a huge bear. One of the biggest I ever saw. I reckon
Go
nearly
hunting for a
1,000
bear.
pounds.
My God. But you need me to come with you.
Of course. Let's go.
Where are we heading exactly?
Up near the Dakota River. Might take a day or two.
I could do with a break from this place.
Oh, me too. It's been a rough couple of weeks. You need anything?
I don't think so. I got all I need.
Let's go then. So you still ain't replaced Boadicea?
Nah, I miss her. She was quite a horse. This one's okay, but ain't no Boadicea.
I've been meaning to offload this big Shire horse for a while now. Unruly bastard.
Where'd you get him?
Some big, loudmouth bastard tried to rob me, was out riding, so I... Well, you know how it is.
I see.
Let's take him to Valentine. It's on the way, sorta. There's a decent dealer there. We'll unload him, you can buy yourself a new horse. Put your saddle on him, let's get going.
Okay. But I do kind of like this horse.
There's nothing wrong with 2 horses. And the stables always have the best ones.
Well, I guess you're right.
This is gonna be fun, Arthur.
You won't throw me?
No, he's an angel. If I'm near him.
Nasty little look in his eyes.
Oh, don't be rude about this magnificent creature.
Why is it so dark? Look, see, it was like really dark, but I think now we're good. Double check.
Come on, I promise you don't
Oh,
want
mad at me for what?
Bareback.
Give me my...
You're what? You're what?
What's taking so long with this saddle?
Oh. So.
Put your saddle on him and let's go.
Okay, you go do that. Okay, we're gonna get on a horse here real quick. Wait, what? Blue saddle?
Let's get this off you, boy.
And next to your new horse. Oh, wow. Big horse. What? What's up, Thomas? Oh, my controller. Whoop. Trying to keep it in charge.
Okay, see if you can get your leg over that brute.
Okay, boy. Easy, big feller.
All right, let's head into town. No bar fights, please. I heard about that.
I'll do my best.
We're heading out. Might be gone a couple of days. They got a good range of horse tack at the Valentine stables. Some beautiful saddles. I used to have a real nice one.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Got stolen outside that saloon in Deer Creek.
Ah, I remember now. Just about. That turned into a long day.
Yes. Remember? Mac went crazy, threatened to kill the whole town. And Davy was passed out.
There we go. Okay, I think we got it now, guys. I think it's gonna be okay.
And he woke up, started right back drinking again.
I'll miss those boys.
Jenny too. She had some spot, that girl.
It must be pretty hard on Lenny. You could tell he was sweet on her.
Well, Lenny and Jenny could.
Hey, what's going on, Al? How are you?
That's like.
Thank you so much for the
Arthur
follow.
and
This looks like a movie,
Martha,
right? It
Bill
does,
and
right?
Phil.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Does feel a bit like our luck died with them, too.
Nonsense.
I'm not supposed to like automatically like go with
Just
the other
need
player,
some
but
money
it's
to
kind
get
of
back
it
on
kind
our
of does,
feet.
but kind of
I hope so. You found a way to
Crazy.
offload those Cornwall bonds yet?
Not yet.
I really appreciate it. Thank you
They're
so
still
much.
very hot.
I hope
Need
you're
to
having
be
a safe
done
time
right.
during this pandemic. Hopefully everything's
Have
going
a
great for you and
couple of
everyone.
leads I'm looking into.
Oh.
Don't let
Think
that
I'm gonna
big
take down this grizzly
bastard
bear?
get the better of you there, Arthur.
Hey, he's all right.
Oh, we're up to no good, I think.
Morning.
Morning.
Stables are just up ahead.
The Thomas just farted again. Thomas must have had some beans.
Go sell that big brute. Buy yourself a horse.
Okay.
I'm going out to the general store. Get a few things to lure that bear out with. Meet you back here in a bit.
That is absolutely right. Really, Jay? No, don't say that, bro. That's not good. That is definitely not good. Not good at all. At all. Right, that is one long time. Right? We literally just started, guys. Don't worry. Alright, so where do I need to go? I gotta get a new horse. Is that what we're doing here? Alright, so let's go ahead and get off this one. We're gonna get off this one here real quick. Yeah, I just got that horse, didn't I? Didn't I just saddle up? He wants me to spend money? You know I don't like doing that. I am very cheap. This guy. Ranger? Who I'm supposed to talk to? Oh, wait a minute. I think I gotta put my horse in here. But here it says blacksmith. Oh, I had to go in here to talk to the person, really?
Hey,
Wow.
how can I help you?
I'm in the market for a new horse. Something strong and fast.
Yeah, well, you're in the right place. I got some beauties in at the moment. Yeah. And what about this one here? Yeah, you looking to sell?
I show you.
You got papers?
No. No papers.
Well, of course, that's gonna affect what I can pay. But your luck's in. I got a fella who's been looking for a decent workhorse like this for a while. He'll pay a good price. Otherwise, I can always stable him here for you. Here, take a look.
Well, let's see what they have, guys. This game is long. Hey, that's fine. I got plenty of time to play. Right. Well, we got to get rid of this one, right? We got to get rid of this one, and then I don't know. Just get a new horse.
Boy, help me. Help them.
Right, let me just make sure we're not having some issues, guys. I know just a second ago we were having issues with the capture card. Not captured right, but it looks like
Help me.
it's moving good now. Well, you guys can see the HDR right there. Look at it. I'll tell you what. Wait, what?
Tell me why you're still the truth, or I'll lick like this.
Well, because that horse just wasn't good enough.
But you're not good. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
How's your
No.
horse? I'll kick you off my pet.
Wow. Oh, I gotta sell my horse for $65. I can get a new Xbox game. Because what is it? $59.99 plus tax would be like $64 and some change. I think we're gonna get a new game today, guys. What you guys think? Shall we sell her?
I think keep your horse.
Think I should keep it? Well, this wasn't my horse anyway. I literally just got it. But it is a pretty big horse, though. Just don't get an Xbox game? Oh, boy. Well, I got this one because it's on Game Pass, right? Oh, we can sell or stable. Stable for I don't know. That is very true, Jay. Yeah, not so much anymore, too much. We're trying to, though.
Hey, boy, your horse.
Okay, well, that's good, that's good. Yeah, let's stable the horse. Oh, here's the other ones. Oh! It's a nice horse. But look at the stats on this bad boy. So it's got almost full speed, it's just missing 3 blocks, and it's missing 4 blocks on acceleration. That's better. Or wait a minute. Oh, hold on a second. By the way, I can't afford any of these. I got 48 right now.
Hey, $15. You're weak.
What the heck? Why would I want that?
You're weak. Out of here. Hey, boy. $150.
I have to buy a new horse? Really? Why is it forcing me? It wants me to... Wow. Why is it doing this to me? I don't know, man. What you guys think? Should we get Morgan?
He's weak and useless. Pathetic.
Pretty much. I don't have a choice. It's telling me I need to buy a new horse. It's not letting me back.
Pathetic.
Oh, we got attack and services, horse provisions.
His name. Pathetic.
Does this really matter?
I was cool.
These are just cosmetics, though. Kind of cool, though. You can upgrade the horse. Change a blanket.
Notice that. I blink.
Right, right.
Detail on the horse.
Now this is noticeable.
It's not
Right. Alright, I'm not gonna do anything.
That's it. You gotta go. At a court.
All right, partner. You got yourself a deal. And a fine new horse.
I hope so.
Well, I don't sell anything other than good animals. You have my word on that. All right, let's see. Here are your papers. And on me,
We got
a new grooming brush and some treats.
Appreciate it.
All right, you treat this fella well. I know he's gonna look after you just fine.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice. I had to buy it, but why did I lose the other one?
Much.
Okay, well, with some good care, you should be able to make something of it.
our horse. He's pathetic.
Stop bleeding.
You won't know till you get in the saddle.
Oh man.
All right, boy.
All right, let's get going. We got quite a ride ahead of us.
Lead the way.
A small horse.
So,
Now we gotta ride pathetic.
what's this lake we're heading for?
It's called O'Creagh's Run, up in the mountains east of Cumberland Falls. I just hope I can remember how to get there.
I really stuck with this horse? No way.
I sure didn't figure on that.
But this time, we're doing the chasing.
Oh,
So how are things with you and John?
Fine.
Ain't it about time you let it go now?
It was a year, Hosea. He ditched us for a goddamn year.
I've spoken to him many times. He knows he did wrong. He just wants to put it behind him.
I'm sure he does. Running off on that kid is one thing, but there's a code.
All right, I'll
He
see you
knows
there.
that.
fight trick.
He ain't Trelawney. Dutch and you pretty much raised him.
I know,
Bye, everyone.
but it's done. Has been for a while now.
Nobody else would have been welcomed back that easy after that long, and you know it.
All right, let's see what's going on now.
Okay, I think we need to head right up here. Yes, I remember this place. Moonstone Pond. We're going the right way. That's the lake there. Good. We made it. Let's loop around the other side.
Get up.
Horse
Yep.
cores drain over time. Feed your horse to replenish its cores.
Yeah! Oh.
Where you think Mike and Lenny got to? Susan sent them out scouting, but I figure they'd be back by now.
I have no idea. I hope they weren't picked up.
Why she sent Micah, I don't know.
He's effective in his own way. Lenny's got a good head on his shoulders.
Well, shouldn't have taken him this long.
No, but no point thinking the worst. Look there. Rabbits. Maybe we should catch one to cook.
Sure. Try and shoot one.
You don't want to use anything too powerful on a small animal like that. Just ruin the meat. Best thing's a bow or a .22 caliber varmint rifle.
I have hunted rabbits before, you know.
Yes, and obliterated them with a shotgun, if I remember right.
Hunt a rabbit. Okay, I forgot how to do this. Hold on, we gotta get our bow. Crouch. There you go, Jim. It's the way to do it, bro. That's real good. Okay, so we're gonna go down this way and we're gonna hunt ourselves a rabbit.
Go!
Okay, so one rabbit down, right? You know what's weird? People have pets, right? Such as like rabbits. Yeah, people eat certain animals, but then want to have them as pets. If I was a pet, I'd be freaked out.
Good job. All right. It's getting late. Reckon we should camp here.
Sure.
Well, then you get us set up.
How do I put my horse away? Oh, there we go. Okay, that sounds fishy. Right, right?
I'm
Ugh.
finished.
Cook that rabbit, then. They're delicious on an open fire like this.
Fine by me.
Hey.
You want some of this?
Nah, I'm fine. I don't like eating this late.
Okay. After all that.
All right. Well, we better get some rest. I want to be up at first light to find this monster.
Okay, so we gotta press Y to choose a time to sleep, okay? Warning every 7 hours, I guess.
He better be worth all this drama.
Right, guys, we're resting it up right now. right, Thomas? That's me, all right.
Morning, Arthur. You ready?
Oh, give me a minute.
Coffee?
Sure.
There you go.
So, what's your plan?
Well, we'll see if we can track him, but we might need to lay bait to draw him out. Bears like fish, obviously, but they also have a sweet tooth. A lot of fellas bait then shoot from the trees, but I prefer to hunt on the ground. More dangerous, but we'll have a much better chance of getting a good shot in. And if he bolts, we can start right off after him. Can you mix up this bait for me while I finish packing this up? Fish, berries. I'll tie it
Fish,
up in
berries.
that rag when you're done.
I hope
Okay,
you
so we're
know
gonna
what
mix
you're
up some
talking
fish
about.
and berries.
I grew up in the mountains, Arthur. I was virtually weaned on
Oh, and predator bait.
the meat. How you getting on with that bait?
Okay, I think I got this done.
Good. Pack up and we'll get going. Pack up, Arthur, and let's get after him.
All right, break down the camp. Felt like we were playing Dark Souls for a second.
Okay, let's go.
All right, let's get back on the horse.
Down by the water. That's where I saw him last.
Okay,
How's that horse treating you?
so far so good.
You know, I was in this area with Bessie years ago.
Really? I didn't know that. I imagine you still miss her.
Every day.
Did you two ever think about getting out of the life?
We did briefly. You don't remember? Guess you were still young. Didn't last long. I drifted back into it. She understood. She knew what I was.
I remember you not being around for a while, but well, things were looser back then.
Truth is, there's never really any getting out. And staying in, it's hard. You know that. But Bessie and I made it work. Why? You thinking about getting out?
Me? No, of course not.
Listen, if Dutch's grand plans work, and we can make enough money to go someplace new, really new,
Oh, I can imagine.
maybe we can all have a new start. Anyway, for now, let's try and chase ourselves a bear, shall we? Let's slip by the water.
All right, here we
and
go,
see if he's
guys.
been fishing again recently. Whoa! Look for tracks, dung, bones, any sign of him.
Okay, let's jump off. Now, I remember we had like a vision mode.
Well, there's some paw marks here, Hosea. They sure look big enough.
Good. Let's hope it's him. Can you tell which way he went?
This way.
Okay, so we're just gonna follow the trail right now. The legendary bear.
The tracks go into those trees.
Well, I think we heard it.
Wait a minute. Something on the ground here.
Half-eaten fish here. Must have been left by our friend, I reckon.
Come on, see if there's anything else.
We're gonna be going into a cave.
Something else on the ground, just here. There's shit here. Watch your step.
Looks real fresh.
It's
Reckon
real
it's gotta be
fresh.
close.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, I never had to capture a wild horse yet, but I did kind of, I guess. I calmed one before.
Damn it. Looks like the trail ends here. We
Interesting.
lost him?
For now. A little optimism, Arthur.
Well, what do you think?
I think we split up and each look.
Either that or we could place bait here.
That could work. Which do you think?
They
Arthur?
split up.
Come
Yeah,
on,
let's-
before we lose them all together.
Yeah, let's use the
Let's
bait.
just...
Let's bait here.
Fine by me. Let's leave the bag over there. By those boulders up ahead, looks like a good spot for it.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Okay, so where we're gonna leave it then? That's my horse. What? Wait, what? What am I supposed to do? Here? Oh, I'm in trouble. In the wrong location. Wow, didn't even give me a location. Whoopsie daisy. Sorry about that, guys. That was my fault.
By those boulders up ahead.
That's gonna be the top users right there, guys.
You're fired!
Yeah, those kind of work too. Oh man. Just gonna unplug the control. This will make things much easier for me.
Good spot for it.
They're the large stones. Okay. Oh, okay. So we're gonna have to go right up here. I see the marking now. Okay. All right. I was in a complete wrong. Okay, hold RB satchel. Ah, it's a shortcut. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put that potent predator bait right down here to the ground. Oh, thank you, DJ. What's going on, bro? How are you, man? Mm, 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 mm. Hey. So now we just gotta wait for the bear. Let's go ahead and pull back. I like little chickens. Let's take out my gun.
£1,000, you say?
More or less. Big
Guys-
scar down his face.
I even have my
Hey, did that bait look okay to you?
I think so. You're the expert.
Ready with your gun there?
I'm good. You
I didn't bring
okay?
my rifle.
You seem nervous.
So do you.
There you
I'm
go.
fine.
Get back in that groove, man. You done a CS:GO and you're on that Valorant now, so I know you're doing great. I'm doing good. I'm doing.
Let's just
for
take a
asking,
look
though.
at that bait.
Sure.
It's 2 baby. Yeah, it's new.
We only just said it, Jose.
I know, but we need to do
I
this
know, like
right.
the hardcore like CS:GO players are probably gonna complain. There's not much to it. You checking the trap? Nothing ain't right because I heard the bear. Everything is good. Absolutely. I haven't played Valorant in a while. It was nice, like during the beta. A lot of people was coming in because they wanted to get a free loot key or whatever, but I think now not so good. Not so much. It just depends. I know I've seen the view counts kind of drop down a bit, so I just kind of stopped playing for a while. Um, it's a fun game. I like it. It's cool. It's got that appearance that a lot of people will like, you know. Everyone's really getting into like the Fortnite and like cartoony graphics. PP's done it. Fortnite's done it. Borderlands kind of did something a little different with it. What are we doing? Are we checking the trap? Oh, inspect. All right, let's check it out real quick.
Give me a hand here.
Trying to mess something up.
Got your knife?
Whoa!
Easy. No, it's too close.
Come here! Come here!
Over here, Arthur.
Oh man, I wanted to take it down. I knew I heard it.
You're fine, old man.
Of course I'm fine. It's nothing. Nothing at all.
Thank you, I think. That was fun.
You know what, Arthur Morgan? I'm a little old and beaten up to be after the biggest game. You can have this.
What is it?
It's a map. A man in a bar gave it to me. Well, I stole it from him, but that's another story. He said it told him where to find some real big animals.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. You saved my life, Arthur. I think I'm going back to camp to lick my wounds. You coming, or you gonna track that monster? Well, you coming or not? I don't mind either way.
You know what? I should track down that monster, right? I don't know if I can.
I'm gonna stick around here for a while.
I'll see you back at camp. Yeah!
Man, we need a new horse, guys. I gotta save up some money. New horses are available to purchase in the Valentine Scarlet Meadows. Or a train station. Okay, okay. Yep. Ooh. You're right. Absolutely, guys. Alright, let's talk about this game here for a second. We got to go hunting and hunt down a grizzly bear. The good news. I already ate. Well, I got nothing to worry about, guys. We're in good hands. We're definitely in good hands. Food always does sound good. Always, always, always. Oh, my gun away. We don't need our gun out. You could use a command to your horse to stay, flee, or whatever. Well, how did I... Yep, I'm supposed to look at that on my horse and do it? Yeah, we really need to get ourselves a new horse here, guys. This is not going to work so much. It'll be again soon, right? Hey, I might. Where am I going on the map? Oh, okay, so I see the grizzly bear thing. Go to the waypoint then, guys. Figure this out.
Load up.
Oh, now I remember how to slow it down. Okay, it's RB. Got it. Okay, let's take a look around here, guys.
Aha. Looks
I
a
hear the
way
bear again.
off.
Let's follow the track, see where it takes us. More bear poop. This is more
Getting
bears taking.
close.
That's disgusting. One of these days, I need to go over there, guys. I really do. I've always wanted to go overseas. Now, I'm a big chicken when it comes to airplanes. I'm not gonna lie. But there are people over there I really want to see, and like, I think it would be a really fun journey. You know, um, but yeah, most definitely. You already know, DJ. Okay, guys, so we follow the poop, right? The poop, and then we're just gonna. Oh. Actually, I see the bear already. See the bear already. Bear's right out there. We want to be careful. We don't want to get ourselves annihilated, which I think we will. That's nice and easy. Oh God! Well. Oh! Oh! What the? Oh my God! That is brutal. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought I was dead. I thought I was a goner. I didn't know I was able to get out of that. Like I literally thought when the screen became red, that's usually an indication that it's game over. Right? Get ready to press continue, retry again at the next checkpoint. No, they give you a chance to fight the bear. Like, guys, that was insane. Wow. I like that. That was really good actually. That was actually really cool. I definitely want to see a replay up there. Let me see how that's gonna look like. That is crazy. That was definitely crazy, guys. Wow. So what can I do here with the bear then? Oh look, there's red dog physics. Can I skin it? Oh. Look at the claw marks on me though. Oh, right in the groin. Oh, I just kind of skipped. Jeez. Wow, look at that. We got some, okay, so we got some bear claws. We got a bunch of things. Wow. That is crazy. Okay. So what did we get updated here? Oh, legendary party grizzly bear. Total progress 100%. Tracked, killed, skinned. Yeah, that bear messed me up, guys. Hey, at least we did it. But we still gotta do fish. We gotta do a bunch of other things. Wow. Alright, let's go take this back up to the horse here real quick, guys. I think we should be good. Wherever my horse is, come here! Come here, horsey, horsey, horsey. You haven't harvested all of the animal's parts. Alright, well, let's see which other parts we can do here, guys.
Giddy up. Slow up now.
Okay. Alrighty then. Look at that. Yeah, he does run weird, right? Can't do nothing else with this bear? A camp, craft, leave. Can't do nothing else with this bear.
Okay, boy. Let's go.
Alright, let's look back at the map here real quick, guys. Oh, look, there's an X on it, so it's done. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that meat. What can I do with it? Oh, hold on a second, guys. Okay, so what else am I supposed to do? Wow, I even cut the feet off. Look at that. I don't think there's nothing I can do with that. Move bear pelt. I think everything's on the bear pelt.
Come
Yeah.
on, boy.
I don't know, I never ate bear, but are you allowed to... Can you eat bear? I don't know. Probably not. Or maybe you can. Bear meat. I think you can. I have to say I've only had cows and lamb, chicken, turkey. Man, we're savages. Guys, you ever realize as human beings, we're savages? Alright guys, give me 1 second. I gotta check something here real quick, okay? I won't be too long. Give me just a moment. Hold on. Boom, boom. I'm gonna have to head downstairs real quick. I gotta go check something. So I won't be gone too long. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, guys. See you guys in a second. Okay. All right. Get ourselves switch back into gear here again. Yeah, you don't think I could do anything else with it? I think you're right. I don't think we can. Not at all, guys. Not at all. It's insane. Absolutely bonkers. Yeah. Let's get ourselves all figured out here. Okay, so we got the meat. We're done. We don't know what else to do with it. So we just need to continue on and probably go back to our camp here. Dead bear. Sorry, had to finish our objective here.
Yeah.
Which was very nice. Oh, we got an animal or person sat on the back. Gotcha. Okay, so we got to go a little sparingly then with it. Beautiful environment, though. Beautiful looking game. I can imagine this on PC. Look at my jacket, guys. That bear messed me up. Right, Project Zero, welcome back to the stream. But where what's going on down here? Are you going to keep those BRB screens or change them? So right now, I'm working on things, guys. I'm working on things. For now, I think we're gonna keep them like this. Um, and then, like I said, guys, you guys definitely had the. We'll do a little test here real quick so I can kind of show you guys. I need to remove the breathing. I know you guys didn't like the breathing, so I'm gonna change that. But some of you guys who are here know. Right, Jim, we might have to talk, bro. I might have to start getting things from you, man. You know? Okay, so we'll just do a little test here just to see what it looks like. So when something happens, oh, you guys, yeah, that part not gonna work. Okay. Oh, I know, Jim. It's crazy how that's even a thing, guys. You know, this would be kind of like what it's gonna look like, guys. I need to make that a little bigger though. Ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Oh, why is it doing that? Right, it's like saying don't blink. Right, right, true. Very true. Well, because like the logo came, smacked the top of the head, and then like recovering. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. All right. We need to figure out where we're going here, guys. You know, we need to figure out where and what we are doing here, and we will figure it out for sure. Absolutely, absolutely. Let's welcome to another new user here to the channel. How are you? Welcome aboard. Um, Guys, we're doing great. I mean, first thing we're gonna do. I love doing this because this is amazing, and plus I like to reward most of you guys. For those rocking that sub badge, guys, you already know the deal. Get ready. Looks like 6 of you are in here chat right now. Get you guys some extra retro coins there. I'm gonna start enforcing the retro coins a bit more. We're gonna definitely make it to where it's gonna be a needed thing. I know we got very lenient in terms of like viewer games and stuff. For subs, nothing to worry about. You guys get first dibs, and you guys don't have to pay fees anyway. But I just want to make sure that we definitely enforce it a bit more, so that way retro coins can actually be used. I think more so it's like mini games you guys are playing that you're currently using them on. We do have a redemption thing. I just haven't really announced it much, but um, you know, there are things you guys can redeem. Still in the works. I'll have to test it a bit more before I make it completely public. But just something extra for you guys to spend. All right, so we're gonna check on the map, figure out where we need to go here. Looks like we're gonna go southwest. Figure that out. All right, guys, give me one moment and I'll be right back. Okay. All right. Yeah, I do. I really do. And the thing is, I used to have so much more, but a lot of it got broken. I had to fix it. Now the channel points, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't like it. I don't like. There's no. There's lack of modification. Like there is nothing you can do with it. Like honestly, I can even just turn the channel points off. I personally don't really care for it. I feel like it's not enough. And yeah, true, but I just don't like the payouts with the channel points. If it makes any sense, there's lack of customization. There's nothing that the content creator can do with it. It's literally a platform-based integration to the channel, and the streamer can't do anything except name rewards. That's it. That is all you can do. There is no like automated anything. There's no API support. There's no changes in modifying the payouts of like whatever set amount of time. There's nothing. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's too much. Yeah, it's crazy. Yes, I can get a little creative, but here's the thing. It just, I don't know. I don't like the channel points. Honestly, I'm gonna see. We may or may not keep it. Because I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I don't use Twitch chat to like look at the chat. So half of the time, I don't even see that stuff. Oh, actually, no, I could see it right here. I didn't even know that. Yeah, like right now we have send a message, highlight my message, modify a single email, and VIP. That's it. And honestly, I think the VIP I might even remove, but I left it just as an extra option. And that's it. The rest I have to do myself. Like I'll have to literally sit and calculate the payout even more and make them. Maybe I'll probably have to make them crazy expensive, but maybe I can have it to where they can win something or gain a ticket for something. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of the channel points. I like our retro coins. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in full control. I have massive control over it. You know? With channel points, it's all through Twitch. I have no control. I can't do anything. Yeah, the store stuff I thought about. Again, that's something I'll have to look into. I know I've seen other streamers do it. But they do just channel points though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's cool. If you do just channel points, then yeah, absolutely. Make people earn that, I guess. But I don't know. I'll look into it. If you guys have ideas, I'm definitely listening. It doesn't hurt to try. I mean, we can give it a shot, see what's going on with it, and see what's going on with all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think it could probably work out pretty good. I think it definitely can. Let me see here. I think I have something here that shows you guys a wall with Tricks nameplate. Hey, that work, right? The license plate thingies. That'd be cool. I need to reword all this too. This is like this is old fashioned. I have to update this. The redemption shot item perk. See, yeah. So 10,000 retro coins will give you a custom command. 25,000 retro coins will give you a VIP badge per our channel, and then 50,000 retro coins gives you. Maybe that's a bit much. I don't know why I put it that high. I think I meant to put something else, but yeah, so right now we have custom command, VIP badge, and games to be played on stream. So like the viewer or whoever exchanges that, it would be something. And the good thing with this, let me just make sure because I don't want to get over my head here. The good thing with this is that it creates a log file on my computer, right? So I have something as a reference. Like I have control, and that's the thing I don't like about channel points on Twitch. Okay. Speaking of control, having too much control sometimes can get a bit overwhelming at times. All right, so here I have the redeem shop. Here I have, okay, so I have a couple sections, which obviously because of the command I made, it will show the name here for the unfulfilled users. So I've never done one yet, so I have to actually test one. problem is when you guys do redeem, how does it work? Hold on, let me see. Let me put the thing. Oh, this is interesting, guys. Very interesting indeed. I know we kind of took a pause break here. We're gonna go ahead and just switch it to this real quick. We're gonna switch it to that real quick. That way I can work on this here really fast. And I don't know why my camera's up here like that. Why is it doing that? Why am I all stretched? There we go. Yo! Help me, guys! Ah, I'm down here! Whoa! Why am I? Oh, I'm being flattened! Oh my god! Oh! Whoa! Unbelievable, guys! Look at this. I'm literally sitting sideways on the stream. That is crazy, right? Let's fix that. Why is it doing that? Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it right there. That's weird. I gotta fix that. Wow, everything's broken, guys. Ever since I restarted Windows. What happened to Trick Spot? The heck? That's weird. Yeah, I'll have to look into this, guys. So yeah, the redeem shop I'm going to work on. I'll have to fix that command. If that's the case, guys, I will make a redemption shot. I will make a dedicated Google Doc from it, maybe, or even a spreadsheet or something, and show you guys the item, the amount, and what it's for, what it would be used for. So I think that'd be really nice. So yeah, that's definitely something we can do. I think that'll work out really good. You know, instead of just like trying to randomly shuffle through games and see which one we're gonna play here, I think we can definitely do the redemption and then like set up a day or time and play that game that was requested from that user. So that yeah, I think that would work out very nicely, guys. I really got to get some gameplay back in here, guys. So let's go ahead and get started here. So I got to go back to the camp. We're gonna head down southwest. Is exactly where we need to go right now. This was that horse stable, or is this a different one? I don't understand. What is this? Bounty hunting? But where's my base at? Well, I think we have to choose. So I guess we'll go back to this guy, right? That's where the camp was. So let's go ahead, get that in, guys. See, for me, I got HDR on, but for you guys, I think the game looks dull. I'm not really 100% sure on that. What are you guys seeing? Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys, give me just a moment, and I will be right back. Right, Shark Lord?
Yeah.
That's right. All right. All right. Okay, guys, hold on.
about it, partner.
All right, we got to get back into the game, guys. And not only that, but we ain't got much longer. I'm out of breath before the retro gets started here soon, guys. So we got to meet Javier.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead and follow this waypoint back to where we left off, guys.
Whoa! Oh, Jesus! Whoa!
What's going on here?
Yep.
I don't know. Do we want to help this guy?
Shit! Help! Ah! Oh, Jesus! Please! I can't take this pain! I'm all slashed. I'm burning up. Oh, God! Oh, this is so much. Here, take a swig of this. Yeah, okay. Oh, ain't no healing this one, partner. Can't stay. I can't hold. I can't.
Oh, well, he's dead. He's gone for it, guys. So let's loot up his body, see what he has. Yeah, predator bait. Wow, the wolf came and took this guy out, guys. Wow, let's get back to our horse before my horse gets hurt.
Okay, boy.
My horse just took a dookie. Alright, let's get back on the trail, guys. Let's head on back. We have to book it out of here, guys. Hopefully, it's going to... Nice looking game, though. It is very sharp. Oh, you guys do see the HD. Gotta go this way. Oh, yeah. Definitely, guys. I'm definitely listening to your feedbacks. We got it. I'm going to add some things. It's just, it's hard, guys. You know, pretty difficult. I'm trying to do as much as I can for you guys. You know, every channel has their own unique things, and... Is that a horse? I don't know what that was. Oh, we almost hit that person there, guys. Head back. Oh, my horse's stamina. Gotta turn this bear stuff in, guys, because all the weight. The weight is intense.
Yep.
A bunch of wild horses out there. Look at that. They got me a better one.
Yep.
Oh, look how fast that deer moves, guys. There was no fast travel in this game, I don't think, was there?
Yeah.
Bum bum bum. Look at that horsey for the rabbit. I'm gonna go off-road just a bit here, guys. Looks like a dangerous area. factories. Look at that.
This here's private property. Get on now.
Oh, wow, yeah, they don't want us going there.
Yep.
Seek redemption all. It's never too late. Seek salvation. Daily shall find peace.
You haven't found it yet, guys.
Yeah.
I don't think you should just be wandering around here, friend. Not a thing happens round here without an O'Driscoll saying so. Understand me? Consider this a warning.
Wow.
Go on! Get lost!
Wow, so this is their property.
That's it. Off you try.
I'll be sure to keep a bullet warm for you. Just listen out for the accent.
You guys hear that? How dare they talk to me like that, right?
Well, if you ain't come back like a damn headache.
You'll be meeting the Reaper!
What's up, lads?
Okay, so first of all, these guys, they brought it upon themselves trying to shoot at me, so that's a big no-no in my book.
Boy. Let's go, boy.
Okay, alright. Figure this one out. Have repeater away. I have to clear up some space here, guys. Alrighty then.
Easy.
Here's Valentine. Getting close to our destination now.
Yeah.
Easy there.
You gotta help me out here, mister. Can you? Please? I've been on the run for days now. If you could help me with these shackles, I just might have a chance. Just shoot the chains off, please. I'm done for otherwise. Come on, do it!
So how'd you end up like this?
Just shoot the damn chains already, come on! Oh, yes. Yes! Perfect. Ah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I got no money to give you, but I think I might got something even better. Some of those fellows talked about this old crone up north of Strawberry. Got herself a tidy sum locked away. Maybe just stories, but they were sure excited.
Oh, yeah? Why'd I be interested in that, huh?
I don't know, just a hunch. It's up to you, friend.
Okay, let's go ahead and head our ways back here real quick, guys. So we just helped a prisoner, which I thought he was going to try to steal me on the horse, so I was being careful about it. That's actually a really good title. Horse riding hunter. There you go. What's up here? Why is it so vague? Wrong here? Nah, shoot him in the head for justice, right? Give him the, oh god. Give him the taste of freedom and then just drop it. Oh. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I just don't know why the map looks the way it does. It's weird. You know? Alright, let's keep going.
Get back. Ease.
They attacked the AI too, so that's good.
Stay there.
We really need to upgrade our horse here, guys. Honestly,
Nice and easy.
honestly, Jim, not my preference really. I don't see the point of 1080. If I'm uploading a video, sure. Live streaming, nah. I'd rather do 720, bro. It's just, it's all about compression, you know.
Hey, back
Whoa.
up! Stay back!
Gosh.
Hey,
Get the wolf. No, it does look better, yes, but you have to understand, Jim. You have to stream at a higher bit rate, and then people are gonna lag. You know what I'm saying? Like 1080 720 can look much better than 1080. Like, it's not always the higher number, you know?
Let's go.
Like, I found a sweet spot and I just want to stick to it. Yeah, I could do 1080. I could do 1440p. I could do 4K. Do I really want to do that? Probably not. But if I'm like, if it's a YouTube video, then yeah, all for it, you know?
Yep.
Alright, we got about 18 more minutes, guys, before the, so we're here. Oh, gosh!
Damn.
Sleep or eat food?
Concerning the esprit of this godforsaken hamster. Well, now ain't that just
Oh, wow. Don't have any.
Here.
Yeah, very true. Kinky knows. There's a lot of people I know right now that does 60 FPS, 1080p, with ultra high bit rate. But when you do that, people start lagging. And yeah, it's a lot of times for mobile users, you're not going to really notice the difference between 1080 and 720. And let's be honest here, most of the time people are on mobile when they're on Twitch. It's a hard game. You know, it's hard unless you're a partner. Then that's the only good thing. But without being partnership, it's hard. Unless you get source encoding all the time, then yeah, I guess you're in good hands. My horse is down, guys. What am I supposed to do?
Yep.
some fast-talking car told me that strawberry.
We're gonna have to pause it right here, guys, because I do gotta get ready to get set up for something. Looks like my cat when it was having a dream all kicking its leg, right? Yeah, I know, Jim. I know. The main thing is though, it's not all about quality, you know. It's a live stream. It's not going to be the best unless I was live streaming at like 50 megabytes upload, and you guys would definitely be able to watch like almost like watching a live preview HBO type deal where it's like legit, like it feels like you're really there. There'll be no pixelation, none of that stuff, but it's really hard with an actual live feed, especially from mainstream desktops and things like that. And then there's the limitations with the server hosts, you know, like Twitch, for example. You can only upload so much information at a time before they start looking into what's going on. All right, guys. So I'm gonna have to get set up here because I got a few minutes. I guess we could do a chatting, right? We'll do a just chatting here for just a bit. Didn't get enough time to play this. Yeah, we have a retro tournament to do real fast. All right, let's see what we have. Yeah, my horse is dead. I need a revive kit, guys. I'm screwed. I screwed it up.